My name is Judy Kirkie.
All right, so Judy, you and I met out in front of the hotel,
Yes.
and I'd gotten some emails, and we had a little confusion with the change in our schedule. I apologize
Yes.
for that. I don't know your story as well as I should, so can you just tell us what happened? Why are you here? What's the story?
The reason I'm here is my son was convicted in 1999 of incest and rape, which, proven by the doctor, was not true, but they still convicted him.
And you want to tell your son's name again?
My son is Willard Kirkie.
Okay. And I had the pleasure of speaking to him on the phone from the prison a little bit ago.
Yes.
And he assured me that he was completely and totally innocent.
Yes.
And he said that there's evidence.
Yes.
What is he mentioned two either statements or letters? What is that?
I have the doctor's statements. Dr. Jones from Chamberlain, South Dakota, and a Dr. Kaplan from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, that they use in the state of South Dakota.
All right. And what do these statements say?
Well, according to Dr. Kaplan and Dr. Jones, they asked her if this was true, and she said yes, but they said they never found anything wrong with her.
Okay. So the doctors who examined the child
Yes.
said there was no indication of anything.
Yes.
And if the charges were valid, there would have been indications.
Yes.
How old was the child?
11 or 12, I can't remember.
All right. And is that child here today?
No.
Okay. And what does the child say today?
She's
no longer a child. How old
No,
is she?
she isn't. She's 22 or 23 years old, but she still will not say anything about it. She did mention after it happened that she was sorry that she said it because it never happened.
Okay.
But it was too late because my son was already convicted.
Right. But she did tell you that it never happened.
No, she called her cousin and told her
Okay.
she was sorry that she said that it never happened.
And when was your son convicted?
In 2000.
2000.
Yes.
And where was this? Was this in a federal court?
Yes, it was in Rapid City.
In Rapid City, which is a pretty good ways from here.
Yes, it is.
Is that the only place they have a federal court?
They tried him in Pierre, and then we waited, and then that's where he was sentenced, was in Rapid City.
Right. But was the jury in Rapid City? Or
Yes.
The jury was in
Yes.
Rapid City.
Yes.
Was it a jury of his peers? Was a significant number of Native Americans on the jury?
No, there wasn't any.
There was not a single Native American.
Not that I know.
Does that seem fair to you?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, isn't it we're supposed to have a jury of our peers?
You would think so, but not in the state of South Dakota.
What was the racial makeup of the jury?
All white.
Ethnic and racial. It was all white.
Yeah.
Were there some women?
I think there was, yeah.
Some men
Yeah.
and some women. Do you think racism played a part in this?
I'm pretty sure it did.
What in the world did your son think or say when the charges were made? Did the police just show up and arrest him, or was it Bureau of
Yes.
Indian Affairs who
Yes,
arrested him?
it was both.
Okay.
It was the Bureau of Indian Affairs and also the federal cops that came after him at my house.
At your house. So you were there.
I was there and I'll never forget it.
Tell us what happened. Can you? You can't, don't. obviously it's painful to you, but if you can talk about it, your tears help emphasize the importance of what you have to say.
My son came to my house that morning and asked me what I was doing, and I said, oh, nothing, I'm just going through the day. He said, Mom, did anybody come and talk to you? And I said, no. He said, I think the cops are looking for me. And I said, why? He said, I don't know. And we sat there and we were talking, and pretty soon someone comes to hear the knock on the door. They asked me my name, and I told them, and they said, do you have a son by the name of Willard? And I said, yes, I do. And they said, well, I'm officer, I don't remember the name, but they said their name, and they said we came after him. So I said, my son is here, and he was sitting on a couch. And that's the last time I saw him until we went to court.
And did they tell you why they wanted him?
Not right then, until the next day I went to see him, and then they told me.
Now, what's the relationship of the child that he...
It's his daughter.
His daughter?
Yes, because I raised them. The mother sent them to me, and I raised them. Then they went to stay with the dad. But the only reason why she said it was because she heard her cousin say that happened to her, and then she said, no, I just said that. It didn't. I was just saying that. So then she says she was mad at her dad, so that's why she said it.
And she was how old at the time?
11, 12.
And did Willard testify in his own defense at the trial? Did he get up and say, no, I didn't do it?
I'm not too sure if he did or not.
Because a lot of times attorneys advise people not to do that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times those people end up in prison. Now, I don't know if they would have ended up in prison for less time or more time, but it sure seems a lot of the times it's somebody doesn't get up there and say, I think the jury figures that's not a good sign. I don't know. If I were on the jury, that's how I would think. So was there only one witness, and that was the daughter?
Yes.
That's it. So it's a word of a small child.
Yep.
And did Dr. Kaplan provide something that was not favorable at the trial? Or did Dr. Kaplan testify against your son? Or for him? Or do you know?
I'm not too sure if he did or not. Because I was in the trial in Pierre, but when they went to Rapid City, I was not in the courtroom because that was for sentencing there.
Could somebody try to find Anna? All right. Now, your son knows at least some or all of what we call the Yankton Four.
Yes, he does.
And who does he know?
He knows Jesse Rouse. He was incarcerated in Oxford, Wisconsin, and he's now in Sandstone, Minnesota with Garfield Feather. And they were the two that visited with him and told him about the situation and told him to get a hold of all the mothers that they know of from Fort Thompson and bring them here to talk to you.
Great. Dr. Kaplan, Anna, Judy's not sure if he testified against her son at trial. Do you know?
I don't know because I don't know her particular case. But you see, as it is the nature of these testimonies, it is very likely that his testimony said nothing.
Yeah.
You see, that is the same as it is in the Rouse case. In the Rouse case, the medical evidence is non-conclusive, and I'm sure in this lady's case, the medical evidence is non-conclusive, which in my opinion enables a medical expert nothing, it will still convict an innocent man just because of the accusation involved.
Yeah, I think Judy says the report from Kaplan says there was no indication of,
But this is the same in the Ross case.
it says no
It says
indication,
there
it
is
doesn't
no
say
indication,
non-conclusive, no
but it
indication.
will still maybe say there was some trauma